Michael Hiers might be the most intriguing quarterback prospect in this entire 2024 NFL draft. He was a Walter Payton Award finalist, and he's completed over 72% of his passes in the last 2 years while throwing over 50 touchdowns. But he was also counted out in high school, where he had to go the JUCO route after receiving no offers. But now, he has the chance to be the biggest steal of any quarterback in the 2024 NFL Draft. He's shown the ability to excel at 2 different programs while being one of the most accurate quarterbacks in this entire class. So, how will those skills translate to the NFL? Well, we're about to find out. When we were first introduced to Michael Hiers, he was an all-state quarterback where he was given the nickname Magic Mike because he helped the team compile a record of 14-1 with the state championship run. And while he was dominant his final season, this was the only season he started, so he wasn't getting offers left and right. He was actually so far under the radar, he was unranked despite leading his league in throwing yards, touchdowns, and completion percentage his final year. So in hopes of keeping his football dreams alive, he committed to play for Murray State. But after not seeing real action until his second year in 2019, he decided to transfer to Northwest Mississippi Community College in 2020. And he really went off. He threw for 34 touchdowns this year and only 5 interceptions and had a completion percentage of 65%. During this time, he led an undefeated season and led his team all the way to the Junior College National Championship. And he was also named the MVP for his entire conference this season. So now with the tape out there, scouts are pretty impressed, and he had the opportunity to play at the FCS level, and he took it to transfer to the Samford Bulldogs in 2022. During his first year, he was a Walter Payton finalist while being named the Southern Conference Offensive Player of the Year. He also led the NCAA in completion percentage with 76% completion, as well as having the 3rd most touchdowns with 35, but maybe most impressively, he made limited mistakes, only throwing 4 interceptions. He even helped lead the Bulldogs to the FCS playoffs, and while they didn't go all the way, I would say Hiers improved throughout the season. And going into their senior season, Hiers was less productive stats-wise, but he seemed to improve at recognizing coverages, and his accuracy and strength also seemed improved from previous seasons, and that's something I really enjoy about Hiers. He's someone that seems to continually be putting in the work. And I guess as a JUCO route quarterback, you have to. But even though he wasn't as productive, he still had a pretty impressive season. He completed 72% of his passes, threw for over 3,000 yards, and 18 touchdowns. Personally, while he didn't get any immediate D1 offers, he showed off the ability to respond to adversity. After being told he wasn't good enough to play at the college level, he showed the ability to not just play at the JUCO level, but lead the NCAA in completion percentage in 2022. And you can't deny that if there's anything you want out of an NFL quarterback, it's a player that can seemingly overcome any obstacle. But now that we've talked about Hiers' makeup, let's talk about the prospect he actually is. While he didn't compete at the Combine, at his local pro day, he came in at 6'1", weighing 215 pounds. He ran his 40-yard dash in 4.85 seconds and his 10-yard split in 1.68 seconds. And while these are mind-boggling stats, during his pro day, he showed off great accuracy and above-average arm strength. Currently, most scouts have him labeled as either a day 3 or an undrafted pick. And while many are focused on Caleb Williams type players, arguably the most successful quarterback coming out of the last few drafts is Brock Purdy, with the last pick overall. So in a similar way, I wouldn't be surprised to see a player like Hiers be more successful than many believe at the next level. And it really only takes one team to fall in love with him, to draft him, and give him the opportunity to compete. And there's a lot to like about Hiers, whether it be his accuracy, perseverance, or cognition on the football field. And while he doesn't have the craziest measurables, he does have mobility, having 12 rushing touchdowns over his collegiate career. The biggest downside though has to be his size, as he only comes in at 6'1", and he doesn't have those traits many scouts are looking for. He's good at everything, but he won't be bombing at 90 yards or running his 40-yard dash in 4.4 time. But what he will do is make consistently solid decisions even under pressure. For instance, a favorite throw of mine is this one. When you're watching this, he does an excellent job of evading this rush, and he's getting absolutely drilled, but regardless of all of that, he's completing this pass with perfect accuracy. I know the modern NFL draft has really become a measurables game, but how often does a quarterback really ever need to throw it 80 yards or run non-stop for 40? Why do I consider Michael Hiers as potentially being the biggest steal in this entire class? Well, because honestly, talent evaluators routinely show they don't have no idea what they're looking for at quarterback, and in Hiers, I see a player with perseverance, drive, accuracy, and that either sounds like Brady or Nick Mullins. Either way, I'm here to ride, and for a team like the Broncos who has met with him, he could either make a lot of sense in a later round or as an undrafted free agent, especially if you just ask him to compete with another rookie for the starting job. And in a similar way Purdy made Niners' dreams come true, who knows, this might be Broncos' chance. But who am I kidding, they're probably just taking Bo Nix. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching, it would really mean a ton if you liked and subscribed, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.